Yo, yo, what is up, you guys? I'm BJ Kicks. You knew that already. And this is The Hangout. This is the live show that we do every Thursday at 7 p.m. Uh, Usually, I'm on time. We're like a minute and a half late. It's no worries. My man Bunkmaster B's here. Does the murder need a hook or not? Nah, it doesn't need a hook. Still doesn't need a hook. At least that's what AI said. C Rook's here. Mary's here. Yes, Mentorprises is here. We got a bunch of people here in the building, including a special guest, but I'll get to that in just a second. So, like I said, this is the Hangout, a show where we talk about comics and pop culture and movies and anything that's related, right? Like, I'm not going to come up here and talk about stimulus checks or something, but you know what I'm saying? Unless it gives us more money for comics, then maybe I'd work in a conversation about stimulus checks. But the point is, this is a very loose show. We like to just have fun and hang out because I don't get to do like a two-way conversation all the time. So tonight we're talking about a few big books that came out this week. We got a brand new start for Spider-Man. We got an ending for the Justice League, apparently. And we got a special guest in the building. And I guess there's no need to stretch it out, right? But before we get into our special guest, I do have to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsor and sponsors of the Hangout, and that is Ultimate Comics. So Ultimate Comics has 4 locations in the Raleigh-Durham area. All 4 of these locations is going to have or are going to have very different experiences for Free Comic Book Day. So there's going to be artists there live. There's going to be cosplayers. So depending on which location you're at, you might see Professor X or the Scarlet Witch, or there's 2 more that I forgot. So check out the Ultimate Comics pages on Facebook, and you'll see exactly what's planned. They've got special sales going on, super discounted back issues. It's going to be a thing all day, starting at 10 a.m. You're going to want to get there early. And if you're in this area, you might want to hit every location just to get the most bang for your Free Comic Book Day bucks. And if you're not local to the Raleigh area, Free Comic Book Day is at every LCS, or at least everyone that decides to participate. And that's going to be on Saturday, May the 7th. So 1 week from this Saturday, 9 days away. But anyway, thanks Ultimate Comics for sponsoring this video. And now, I guess we can bring our special guest in on the stage. Here to talk with me about all kinds of nonsense is my friend, my homie, Mr. Danny Quick. This guy is the creator of Aceblade. He's one of the proprietors at Fourth Wall Comics. He's a writer. He's an Army veteran. He's an artist. He's a local comic shop owner. All around cool dude. So welcome, Mr. Quick.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me. We are one of those local comics shops that will not be participating in Free Comic Book Day. we literally just opened April 3rd, so maybe next year I'll get into something like that. But we're not a traditional space anyway. So how you doing, man? I appreciate you having me on.
Yo, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm ready to get out here to Washington D.C. tomorrow and do this HBCU con and be tired on Monday. I'm ready for it.
Word. I've decided I'm finally gonna step out into like the con space. So I'm going to Heroes Con in Charlotte this year. You're gonna be there as well, right?
Yeah, I saw you got your press pass, man. That's gonna be dope.
I'm excited. I got to figure out how like scheduling interviews with guests goes. I don't know how that works. I'm still new to all this, but I was only planning on going Saturday, but they keep adding guests. I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to even like see all the people I'm trying to see if I'm only there one day.
Yeah.
Let alone have conversations.
Every time I've gone, it's been tremendous. It's truly one of those shows that you literally can't see everything in one day. And I enjoy. I haven't been. Of course, they haven't had it the past 2 years, I believe. But Shelton, the owner of it, he's a good guy, and they always do a art auction on Saturday nights, and it's just it's great. It's a fun time. I can never afford anything that they put out, but
Right.
it's fun to go and watch people bid on stuff. So it's a fun experience, man.
Word. That's what's up. So yeah, I'm excited. Um, I had like one of the homies just basically was like, yo, if you want to come down Friday, you can stay at our house. We live like 30 minutes away. So I'm like, I don't
Nice.
know if that's gonna work out. We'll see. Um, it's just weird. I feel weird leaving the newborn at the house
Yeah.
like overnight. Like that's a lot for one, like just for my wife and my daughter to be like, all right, let's take care of this kid the whole time. No
Hey,
break.
well, I got 4 kids and my
Oh yeah.
and you know, it doesn't bother me anymore. I used to be like that at one
Mhm.
point.
And
They
you're just happy for the break now.
yeah. I'll take these 3 days. I mean, I got teenagers though, so you know,
Mm,
they pretty much take care of themselves and
right.
my youngest 2 are in kindergarten and in 5th grade.
Mm,
So you know, they run the house. They don't really need me for anything except to, you know, turn the water heater on every now and then. How's Squeak
right.
doing?
She's good, man. She's good. We just had she's in physical therapy every other week,
Mm,
which sounds bad, but it's not. She just trying to keep her on the same schedule as like other babies since she came out so early or whatever. And according to the physical therapist, she is now on track with babies who were full term that are her same age. So
mm,
pediatricians will tell you that it takes like 2 years to catch up to a full term baby, or they give
mm,
you 2 years to catch up. And here we are, we 13 months in this thing, and she's
hey,
caught up. So
that's
it
what I'm
says
talking
she'll be
about.
walking sometime in the next 2 months. She's got her little push toys, and she'll walk with those, take a few steps before she gets mad and wants somebody to pick her up. But nah, she's doing very well, running the house.
I love it, man. That's it's always, you know, they when they say they grow up fast, it's the truth, man. It's
Right.
absolutely the truth. And I saw the picture you posted on I think it was on Instagram, man. I think Squeak looks more like you than mom.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, if you saw my baby pictures, it'd be wild. But
Yeah.
she certainly like has a lot of my wife's personality.
Hmm.
Um, but then like she makes my faces. Like if she don't approve of something, like she can't hide it on her face. And so it's funny just watching her personality develop as she gets older.
I love it, man. Babies are the best.
Right. Right. They'll tell you about yourself. Like her favorite thing to do, people will come up to her, especially at church. They'll come up to her and be like, "Oh, hey," and try to like grab her hand or her foot or something, and she'll just pull back and look at them like,
It's like,
like,
I don't know you.
right.
Don't be trying to touch me.
It is terrible. It is terrible. Yo, Aaron, what's up, dude? I forgot to tell you, you won a copy of Ultimate Fallout 4, the facsimile edition. My bad. I didn't mean to get your hopes up, but you
Mm.
won that. I need to message you on Facebook, get your details so I can send that out to you. But yeah, good to see you here, sir. Bunkmaster B said his little man is 6 months on Tuesday. He's here hanging out on the Hangout. Yo, that's what's up.
I see you in
Happy
the profile picture right there.
happy
That's all right.
birthday. Oh snap! You know what's crazy? Wait, no, no, no. That's been Bunkmaster's profile picture for a minute. I think
Oh,
that's his daughter. I,
ah,
I don't think
gotcha.
I don't think little man's in there. I don't think. Um, but yeah, just walk up on him and put the mic up. Word, I never want to just shove a microphone in somebody's face like the paparazzi. That's
Hey, it's effective though. Put them on the spot, and make sure you're live at the same time.
word. You know what's crazy? I'm trying to get to GalaxyCon. The one interview that I really want to do is with Priest,
Christopher
and
Priest.
I want
So
to
Priest,
do
can you tell me about Black Panther, sir?
right. What now I want to talk to him about Quantum and Woody, but I gotta read it first. Um and then see what insight I can glean from him about the founding of Milestone. Obviously, he was out like by the
Mhm.
time Milestone became Milestone, but
Yeah,
he was there at the beginning. Like, so I
yeah,
just
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's just part of the story that doesn't get told often, except like in obscure places. And I mean, comics are dope as obscure. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think didn't Mr. Cowan say that on your show when you were talking to him? Wasn't he the one who brought that up?
that Priest was there.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did. Like they tried to give him more credit here lately. Um, it was a whole thing. It was not to say like it was drama,
Yeah.
but it's The issue with Milestone is that the story of Milestone up until now hasn't been told by Milestone. It's
Mhm.
always like outside people. So there's one video that got like a bunch of views that said that Dwayne McDuffie came up with Static when he was at Marvel, and
Mhm.
then like started the company. There's a bunch of different narratives going around, and so there's a lot of details that are important details that just kind of get lost in the shuffle, and nobody ever really bothered to correct a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of cleanup being played now.
I think
Um,
that's gonna change soon, though.
yeah.
I don't know what your sources are telling you, but I got some. I told you I applied for the Milestone Initiative, right?
Hmm.
I know I've told this story, but it crushed me that I didn't get in. But I know a couple of people that are in there, and I can't, you can't say anything. They can't say anything, but they seem excited about stuff, and I'm excited for them.
Yeah, I know there's a documentary coming.
Yes,
Um,
yes, there is.
so one of the artists who's on Static and some other stuff at this point, he posted that he had just wrapped his interviews for an upcoming documentary. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was that Draper or was that
Yeah, it was Nick.
yeah.
So I don't know at what stage in development they're at on that. There was also a rumor that McFarlane Toys is about to release a Static action figure based on the movie that's coming up,
Don't play.
which we haven't even there hasn't even been any casting announcement made.
Right.
But if there's an action figure in the works, they're doing it based on somebody's likeness. So I
I
don't know which thing is false.
are you hearing Jaden Smith as Static? Have you been hearing that same stuff
I mean, that's been the rumor ever since.
forever, right?
Yeah. I don't think Jaden Smith should be Static at this point. He's too old.
Yeah. At this point, he's too old. And I think I'm fine with Jaden as an entertainer. I like some of his music,
Mhm.
I think he's got a real young type of energy,
Mhm.
a real young people type swag. But
Uh,
I think they could do better.
yo, that's when you started off, you reminded me of that clip. Have you seen that clip? It's Kanye talking about Lady Gaga being the creative director at
Oh,
Polaroid. And he's like, I know Gaga.
what you know about pictures?
Right. I like some of Gaga's song. What does she know about cameras though?
What you know about cameras? Oh.
That is great. That is great. But
Oh.
yeah, so I brought Danny here for a specific reason, right? Where he's got a Kickstarter that's underway for Aceblade number 6. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But before we do, there's a bunch of stuff I wanted to hit on because I actually read a bunch of comic books this week. Um,
Nice.
I went out and I bought 2 copies. I bought one on Tuesday and I bought one on Wednesday. But I got the Death of Justice League here.
Nice.
So, as a matter of fact, instead of trying to hold stuff up, I'll just share my screen. So, I bought Justice League issue 75, aka the Death of the Justice League. And DC site is stupid. Why does it look like that? But I bought Death of Justice League and I read it. And you know what I'm saying? I thought it was did you read it, Danny?
I'm over. Listen, I saw your review on it, and I was like, that's exactly what I expected. I don't. I'm not unless Naomi is showing up. Like I read the run where Naomi show up and
Mhm.
Zabato, those 7 issues or so. But
Mhm.
after that, I was like, I'm not on the Justice League, and I don't care
Yeah.
if they be honest.
So it's just there's this whole how do I want to put this? Basically, the Justice Death of Justice League. I mean, I I would say spoiler alert, but it's right there in the title, and not much else happens in the issue besides the death of the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
So Justice League dies. I guess the fun part, if you're reading it and keeping up with it, is how do they die? Who's responsible? And what are the stakes because of who's responsible? But But they've been hyping this up for months. And basically, the hype has been, yo, we're going to kill off the Justice League. And that's going to lead into the Dark Crisis, which, by the way, if you're trying to read Dark Crisis, you got to pick up DC Comics Free Comic Book Day book this year. So find a local comic shop that's participating next Saturday because you're going to need that Free Comic Book Day issue to tie into Dark Crisis before the actual event starts, I think in June.
I like it.
But yeah, so forever there's been like, all right, the Justice League is going to die. There's going to be a crisis and the DC universe is going to get reset. Now, when Death Metal ended a year ago at this point, yeah, because Death Metal ended right before Future State. And Future State was like February last year. When Death Metal ended, it introduced the idea of an omniverse, like basically like infinite multiverses, not just infinite Earths. And a series launched out of that called The Infinite Frontier, where select members of the Justice League and the Justice League from different Earths, basically kind of do some traveling to try to put together like, hey, what's out here and how do we make sure all of this is harmonious? Are there threats out here and so on? That led to another series called Justice League Incarnate, where basically, again, you got all these different representatives from different Earths. So the big team up is Flashpoint Batman and President Superman, Calvin Ellis from Earth 23.
Flashpoint Batman, so Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne, right. So those were the two like people kind of driving this Justice League Incarnate. In that series, I just fell off because I mean at the ending of Infinite Frontier, you could see that like Darkseid was involved somehow, and there was a bigger threat looming. But I basically kind of just jumped off of Infinite Frontier or the event because it just felt like I needed to know more DC history than I did in order to really appreciate it. And with this Death of the Justice League, as basically that whole series of books meeting up with the proper DC universe, right? So, because with Infinite Frontier or with Death Metal and the idea of the Omniverse, they led into this basically a line called Infinite Frontier. Like if you look at the trade dress on all your books for the last year, all of them say Infinite Frontier. And what they basically said was, look, every story that's ever happened matters. It can be, somewhere in the future. It could be some different Earth. Don't worry about continuity. Just enjoy the story. And so, that's how you had the Fear State going on in Batman. You had the War World stuff going on with Superman. The Green Lantern series started up in that era. This new Wally West Flash series started up in that era. All that is happening. And so for the last year, if you've just been enjoying DC books and like me, ignoring all the stuff Joshua Williamson's been writing to lead up to this next crisis, you may not feel any real emotional impact when you read The Death of the Justice League, is my point. Like this issue very much reads like part 3 in a 10-part story.
So
somebody on Twitter.
That Justice League is not the Justice League that appeared that Naomi is following from, right?
So it actually is like this.
It is this Justice League then.
It's the same Justice League. Like Black Adam's here. Okay. Naomi is in the book, but she's not one of the members that dies.
Now I got to read it. Now you said Naomi's in it, so now I got to read it.
I mean, she's in it in that somebody drew her into a panel. Like, I don't know that she even spoke in this book. I think she had like one line, like basically commenting on somebody disappearing or something. Let's see. Oh wait, we got a bunch of comments here. So how they died? I mean, technically in the issue, did they even die? Well, it looked like they just kind of. Oh wait, no, they definitely died. They did die. Who was it? Who was it that did it? Spoilers for The Death of the Justice League, because I wasn't even gonna I was not going to tell you guys how it happened. The Pariah comes through with a
Okay.
vengeance. Um, I mean, honestly, this is a very bombastic book. Like, there's a lot of different people in here. I'm a little fuzzy on like who everyone is and where they've come from and what their motivations are. But the issue's kind of set up in a way that seems to assume that you've been following the story so far. And
Mhm.
even if you haven't, it's gonna be explained in Dark Crisis in like 3 weeks. So, you know,
Marv Wolfman's Pariah, you mean, right?
yes.
Okay.
So yeah, like when it comes to this series, like um, I think I suffer from not having a decades long history of the DC universe in my head to pull from. What I will say is it's cool to see so many DC characters, right? Like Captain Carrot's in here, Zatanna's in here.
Mm.
There's a bunch of people in here. But it's just, if I'm being honest, I mean, I read a lot of DC books. I don't read all of them, but a lot of this just felt abrupt. Like, all right, let's just do something. And it wasn't helped by the fact that Williamson didn't write the Justice League leading up to this.
Right.
Like, Bendis was writing it, and it was this whole Legion of Superheroes, Justice League Dark collaboration, all this stuff going on. Like, none of what Bendis was doing had anything to do with this. Um, Superman is in this somehow and not on Warworld in this book. And I'm confused as to how they're tying that in. But long story short, Pariah just basically kills everybody. Like, all right, I'm gonna close your eyes if you don't want to see this panel, but I'm gonna show you.
I'm assuming it's the big six at least.
I mean, right. So like in this panel, the Trinity dies.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it do basically just like kind of, you see they go all black as night, like they turn into like it just like evaporates their skin and like all of
Mm-hmm.
them. But yeah, so everybody died. The Green
How you
Lantern.
gonna tell them to how you gonna tell them to close their eyes and then tell them what happened?
Oh, I mean, it's called the Death of the Justice League.
Yeah, it's in the title. It's
It is.
it's in the title. It's
It's
already
there.
spoiled.
It's there. Like even if you didn't get it from me, freaking Variety magazine had it months ago.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, all the people
Tell
that
them
you care about in the Justice League definitely died. So, well, except one person. Well, that person you didn't really care about being in Justice League. It's like they wasn't even really there anyway.
See, I think the good thing about events like this is that you have to, you know, you got to meet other characters, right? So if it's
Mhm.
the Justice League book, there's has to be more people who step up. If the Trinity's dead, then like I said, Naomi is the whole Naomi run that Bendis did, and I didn't read, what happened with Black Adam after that, but I
Mhm.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed that. So if Naomi is more involved, even though I doubt she will be, um, I would read it. I
Um,
would want to get more. I've always wanted to get more Naomi stories. So I'm happy that her books are coming out, and I'm happy that
right.
she's involved with the Justice League. But who knows?
They gave her. All right, she's got placement in like 4 panels, but she's got one line. It's literally her just saying, "What is that?" But it does. I mean, to your point, there are teaser images that have already dropping for like the Dark Crisis. Like the cover to Dark Crisis has the replacement Trinity up there,
Mm.
right? So we're gonna see the future state Justice League. We're gonna see Jace Fox and
Chase. Okay.
John Kent and what's the other one? What's the other one? Basically, what Joe Mullen. We're gonna see Wally West. We're gonna
Oh, Joe's
see
gonna be in. Okay, I'll watch anything with Joe. I'll
yeah.
watch anything with Sojourner in it. Or I'll read anything with Sojourner in it. I enjoy her stories. Um, I'm I'm torn because I don't like that. I don't think they've ever done a good job with legacy characters.
Mhm.
Anybody. I don't think anybody's ever done a good job with legacy characters. Um, Especially the high mantle ones like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman,
Mhm.
you know, Flash. You know, Flash has got some good legacy characters, but um I wish they would have, you know, Plastic Man or somebody step up. You know what I'm saying? Like, or
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Because like
you
with
know,
legacy characters, I think Javon made this point on a different show. But with legacy characters, you kind of know they're placeholders. Like eventually,
Mhm.
the big boys got to come back. But I
Right.
mean, if Plastic Man takes over, if Detective Chimp takes over for a few issues, like he can still exist after the big event is over. Like it's
Yeah.
not redundant at that point.
Right.
Yes,
I think.
Yara Flor was the other name I missed, uh,
Okay. Yeah.
and the question did not show up in this book.
I would
So
like. Dang. Who was I thinking of? Dang on. Mr. Terrific would
mhm.
be. You know, I'd like to see more Mr. Terrific in the comics. Um, and if they're gonna do legacy, I'd prefer Steel to show up than than another Superman clone or whoever.
Steel
Um,
showed up in a different book this week. It was a nice sight.
who?
Yeah, Steel showed up in Action Comics this week.
Oh, okay.
Um, Aaron Kyle says Jeff Johns does legacy characters well in JSA.
Okay.
Or um, the bandwagon fan says JL was too exposition heavy for me and felt abrupt. Hoping to see other characters shine. Yeah, I agree. Like
Exactly.
for me, having read as much DC as I have, I really feel like they wasted or they missed an opportunity to kind of lead into this more. But I'm saying that as I also acknowledge that I did not read the two miniseries that led up to this. Well, I read Infinite Frontier. I didn't read Justice League Incarnate. Um, I was going to bring this up to you as well. Have you read Strange Adventures?
No, I saw it. That was that one of the Black Label books?
Yeah, it was a Black Label book or series by Tom King.
Hmm.
Um, I started it. I kind
Bro,
of fell
Tom
off at
King
like
had so much stuff coming out, bro. I couldn't even keep up with all the Tom King stuff. But
where
I did want to check that out. Was it good?
Mr. Terrific's in it.
Hmm.
Mr. Terrific is like a star of that book.
Okay.
Um, Basically, and I can't spoil this because I ain't even finished reading it, but uh, there's this whole thing about Adam Strange, and there's allegations that Adam Strange is a war criminal, and Mr. Terrific is chosen to lead the investigation because Batman
Okay.
might be too close to the situation or whatever. And so in the issues that I read, it's there was one just kind of highlighting how smart Mr. Terrific is. Like he had this robot like quizzing him all day about just the most random trivia like ever, but he always got it right or whatever. So I was like, oh, this is cool. And that was the first time I had ever really read any Mr. Terrific.
Hmm.
He also showed up in one of the Flash books recently. He's the one that like gives Wally West a job. Like Mr.
Hmm.
Terrific is basically like the Elon Musk of Wally West's book. And so when Wally West needs a job, Mr. Terrific is like, yo, just come work for me. Like, nah, I'll show you. Like, just here's your salary. It was a passing thing, but yeah. Let's see. Strange Adventures is great. Very much a Tom King book. There's always a meta narrative that runs behind the actual plot. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
still never finished a Tom King book. Like, I want to read his run on Batman, but that's like 100 issue run. It's still ongoing with the Batman Catwoman stuff. And then what else has he written? He did the Omega Men and the Vision and
Night.
a
What was
bunch
it?
of stuff
Night?
that came out like right before I got into comics, and some stuff that
Hmm.
came out like while I was reading, but it was just like everybody was ragging on Tom King, and the way I felt was it was cool, but at certain points it started to get confusing, and I was like, all right, it'd probably be better for me if I read this all in one sitting, and
Hmm.
then I put all the books somewhere and never read them all in one sitting. Is what's been happening.
It'd be like that, man. Well,
Right.
You're supposed to buy what you like, but you got to read what you buy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. What I will say about Strange Adventures and the reason that I bought it, or continued to buy the single issues, those covers were amazing, and the art all throughout was just like beautiful. It's Mitch Gerard's or Jared's, I don't know how he says his name, but Mitch Gerard's and Doc Shaner, and they're splitting art duties because you're getting the current day story and you're getting flashbacks, and Doc Shaner does the flashback stories and Mitch Gerard's does the current day story,
Okay.
and they're very different styles from each other, but they complement each other well. Like, I liked it. It was a nice. Anyway, I could have just waited and bought a hardcover, but I was like, well, I've already got. By the time I realized I was behind on it, there was like 4 issues left, and I'm like, I might as well just buy the 4 issues. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So Kevin says he doesn't know if he wants to get invested in this new rebuild. I don't. I was fine with Infinite Frontier, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I was satisfied with the conclusion of Death Metal and them basically giving us an out and saying, look, continuity doesn't matter. Whatever you want to see is happening. Cool. But one of the biggest things that I'm kind of mad about is Alfred stayed dead. Alfred never came back, even after Death Metal. And so I need them to find a way to bring Alfred back into continuity. So I'm kind of okay with a crisis, but I didn't feel like I needed a whole reboot of the DC universe. I thought that's what Death Metal was supposed to do, but it didn't.
Yeah. Man, I've been so into indie books, man. I'm so sporadic when it comes to mainstream stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I keep up with Naomi, I keep up with like Nubia, Static, the Milestone stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
other than that, it's all, indie stuff for me.
So what you're saying is you don't read white characters, like you're racist, is what you're saying?
That's not what I said at all. I got 7 Secrets. Tom Taylor wrote that.
Word.
There's plenty of
Word.
white characters in that.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, it does have a black lead, so
Yeah, I mean, well, technically, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I need to reevaluate.
I'm just messing with you because I saw your one of your latest TikToks, and I thought that was funny.
They got me, bro. They finally caught me.
Right.
No.
Let's see. The bandwagon fan says, I think Alfred needs to stay dead. It does a lot for the Robin series that's going on. Word. So Robin by Joshua Williamson has been great. And it's true that the death of Alfred has affected Damian in a way that's like caused him to go soul searching and like really define himself for himself. That's true. If Alfred doesn't die, we don't get that series. And the saving grace, I will say, is that Joshua Williamson is writing Dark Crisis. So even if Alfred comes back, because Joshua Williamson's been writing Damian this long, I'm sure he can find a way to bring back to kind of bring it back full circle and still give Damian's character legs to stand on and enough of an emotional journey to continue, even though Alfred's back. But yeah, it's true that a lot of what's been great about the Robin run in the last year, because I think we're on issue 13 this week, it's been that he's scarred, he's traumatized because he felt like he should have been able to save Alfred and he didn't. So, but yeah, so that's a good point. That's a good point. Bunkmaster B says Mr. Miracle is one of my books about fatherhood, not favorite comic books, favorite books. I'll need to check that out then. Again, that's one of those books that came out before I was into comics and everybody talked about it, but I never read it. And at this point, I'm so I spent the last 2 years the last 2 years basically since the pandemic started, buying all sorts of collected editions and stuff, trying to get caught up with all the stories everybody said was great.
Right.
Now I'm out of room and I'm out of reading time, right? Because I got a whole 1-year-old that's like just taking up all the time in the world.
They just do that to you, man. You got to
Right.
listen. You got to consider your lifestyle when you start having babies, bro.
Right. Right.
What's
So
really important? Bringing a new life into the world, or your comic style? Come on now.
right. So for that reason, my to read pile is currently like 2 short boxes.
Oh
But I
man.
also need to just like kind of organize stuff in here. Like, because I got a bunch of stuff that I've read that hasn't been filed away, and it's like all mixed together. But
Mm.
what I do, here's my secret. I just skip issues. Like I used to try to like just stack them up. I used to try to just stack them up and binge read. But
Mhm.
like yesterday, thankfully there was a lot of like number ones that came out. But like today, I read Action Comics 1042. The last Action Comics I read before this was 1039, I believe.
Wow.
So it's like sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I'll just skip the story, see what's happening
You
right
gotta
now.
skip
I'll go
three,
back
four
and fill it
issues,
in
man.
later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
Um,
works.
you know, and the same thing with Gunslinger Spawn. Issue 7 came out this week. I read issues 1 and 2. I felt like I don't really need this book, but it's only $2.99. It's not like dropping is gonna help my budget that much anyway. But I picked up number 7 and I liked it. I liked it. It was a fun book. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. I'm not any better for it intellectually, but I enjoyed the art. Gunslinger Spawn fought a couple werewolves and
Mhm.
fought a dude at a bar, and that was the end of the issue. It was cool.
I immediately dropped all those Spawn books off my
Oh yeah.
pull list when because I picked them up and I was like, okay, Gunslinger Spawn, King Spawn. These are
Mhm.
gonna be. I'm not gonna have to know anything about Spawn to read these. No,
Yeah.
it, I was like, I got literally the number one issues, read them, and was like, I have no clue what's happening, and I don't know if I want to invest the time in it. I think I got 2 issues of King Spawn and maybe 2 of Gunslingers. No, I think I only got the 1 of Gunslinger Spawn, and I was like, and the main Spawn, I think it reset or whatever at 310 or whatever, and I was like, I can't keep up.
Yeah, I think the main Spawn, like 319 or something like that.
Yeah,
Morgan says, "Y'all better than me to keep with reading and keeping up. It's madness. We're not any better.
no,
I'm not any better, at least."
no. Morgan is terrible. Morgan will literally buy comics. Me and Morgan, we support a lot of Kickstarters. He will literally buy comics and not even take them out of the Gemini mailer. Like he will buy them. He has a stack of comics that are
Uh,
just in the Gemini man. He won't even take them out of the box to look at them. He don't even
wow,
know who they're from. It's really bad, bro.
that's funny. You know what's crazy? Speaking of Kickstarters, I completely missed the opportunity to do like a whole freestyle comics 5-star unboxing, and I
Oh,
felt bad about it. That's why I did that Instagram review,
uh-huh.
because I'm looking at this joint and I'm like, "Yo, what? Who is this person? Like, what is this?"
Hmm.
And so I just opened it. Like, I don't know what this is. I didn't order this. What is I just opened it. And then I was like, oh snap. Then I look at the name and I'm like, oh, Michael Watson. It's that Michael Watson.
Yep.
So then I did the whole like Instagram. I read it right then and I did the the Instagram review because I'm like, all right, well. And then he emailed me a bunch of books and I haven't even opened the email. I need to go in. I'm supposed to do a whole freestyle video and I kind of
They got a lot of titles, man.
yeah.
Hot Shot is 11 books in. 5-star. Emerald Quest has got 1 or 2 books out now. They got a lot of good series. And Vigilance I think Vigilance 3 is coming out, but that's Hot Shot and Vigilance are my 2 favorites. And then 5-star. I might be editing on 5-star soon. So
Word.
we'll see.
So tell me, what does a comic book editor do? Because I was just reading a book where they reference Malcolm X Boulevard, but they left the L out of Malcolm.
Oh,
And that was in a Spider-Man book. And what was so crazy was like there was a letter from the editor in the book. And I was just like, okay, what
well,
did you do for this issue?
editors aren't perfect, first of all.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's a whole range of stuff. So sometimes you have a story editor or a I would say editors just help stuff make sense, right?
Okay.
A lot of times writers, and I know me as a writer, when I write Aceblade, I always assume everybody knows everything that's in my head. Like
Mhm.
I can write from the 12 years experience that I have with Aceblade, and it's always helpful to have, like, my editor is Brian Lambert from Wingless Comics,
Okay.
and he'll help me cut down the stuff that you know isn't necessary right now. Like, I got ideas for Ace Blade 20,
Mhm.
that I want to sow seeds for or whatever. And then he's like, nah, you don't need that right
Mhm.
now.
Got you.
And then there's, script stuff, and then there's, you know, color matching. Like, if your editor, is over the colorist or the artist, then they might make sure that, you know, okay, she had a silver bat in panel 2, but now the bat is brown or whatever, stuff like that. So
Mhm.
continuity stuff and like that. It's just somebody who looks over, the whole process to make sure stuff makes sense to the outside people, I guess you would explain.
Got you. That makes sense. That makes sense. I get it. Like a typo may not be caught because
Mm,
you've been reading that same line of dialogue since it was just a scripted page,
yeah,
right?
legit.
So you just like, okay, cool. That line's there. That balloon is. You looking like, okay, the balloon is in the right spot. You might not even catch it. But I was just wanting to know, like, what does a comic book editor do? So I appreciate that insight. I was also supposed to be talking about, and we don't need to spend that much time on the new comics that came out this week since we got a topic. But Amazing Spider-Man, if you did not read my review, it's on my community tab right now. Um, and you'll get my thoughts. Um, the short version of my thoughts. The story was okay. Overall, I was very much disappointed by the issue. And I'm just kind of disappointed with the state of Spider-Man, right? Like, Spider-Man should be the number one or number two best book every week that it comes out. And my hopes were high. It's Amazing Spider-Man number one. The first time we done number one in a minute, in a long time. And it's this person that you're telling me is legendary on the title, right? It's John Romita Jr., right? Like your
Hmm.
dad basically made Spider-Man, and he's the character that defines your career. And not for nothing, there is a lot of great John Romita Jr. Spider-Man work out there. I would not count this among it. And those are my thoughts on the Amazing Spider-Man. Um, I will say this, and I said this in the review, but I'll say it again. The storytelling, like the paneling, the shot selection,
Hmm.
like as someone who's been a photographer and who just loves movies and all that, like you can tell John Romita Jr. watches the heck out of some movies
Hmm.
because this stuff just feels cinematic.
Cinematic.
You look at
Absolutely.
like when he decides to do a close up on somebody, when he like decides to pull back and show you everything, like it's like all those decisions that he makes are great, like great. But it's just the execution. It's
The
just
story
like
though.
it looks like it's almost like somebody did rough layouts,
Hmm.
and instead of him like refining it and like, okay, cool, I love where you placed everybody. Let's just flesh this out. He just kind of was like, okay, a face should be here. Let's kind of rough in a face. It just feels rushed and in many ways just unfinished, but it's clearly finished. A lot of this, a lot of what it's
Is it
not meant
though?
to be.
Is it though? Is it finished though?
I mean, they definitely relied on the colorist a lot
Yeah.
here. Like, there's Scott Hanna is the inker, but there ain't a lot of ink on these pages. Like, there's not a lot of blacks. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Um, again, I'm not here to like be the negative Nancy. And the more I thumb through this, the more I really like I'm able to like look at this and really appreciate it because again, the storytelling is top notch. Like the character placement, the paneling decisions are
Hmm.
all great. My issue is that people's faces look like pancake faces. Like, look at what's happening there. Like, I think the worst offender is Tombstone, who absolutely looks like Crocodile Man or something. Like, he doesn't look like Tombstone. Like, and I've only even seen Tombstone in the Miles Morales book recently. But this is, you can't tell me that's Tombstone. That's not the same guy.
That's a regular human man.
Right. And I mean, Tombstone's supposed to be a regular man to some degree, I guess. He's a drug lord or something, mob boss. But he just don't look like, whatever. All right. I shouldn't have even started talking about this book.
You know they're gonna pop up in your chat too.
That's what's gonna happen. Like one day I'm gonna be talking about John Romita Jr.'s art, and John Romita Jr. is gonna be like, "Yeah, but I like that page," and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, my
that
bad."
page is representative of my life in 1976.
Right, right. What's funny is the same homie that was like, "Yo, you can stay at my house for the con," invited me because he has a +1 because he's gonna be meeting John Romita Jr.
Oh wow.
He's like, "Yo, you want to come along? Like, I got an extra spot," and I'm like, "I don't know if I need to be the one meeting John Romita Jr."
I don't want to mess your situation up.
Like, because like it's gonna come up like, oh yeah, I review comics and da da da, and then he's gonna see a review and be like, yo, I hate that dude.
Why did you even come?
right. And what's unfortunate is, like, again, there's a lot of John Romita Jr. work that I admire and I appreciate. I just have the unfortunate experience that since I got into comics 3 years ago, there hasn't been anything that he's done that I've really enjoyed. Right. A lot of it just looks rushed or like he just doesn't care. Like, I don't know if you read the Superman Year One that Frank Miller did with John Romita Jr. It was like 3 issues Black Label book in like 2019.
I might have missed that.
So, like, if you look at the book, I mean, the book is wacky to begin with. The story's already like, yo, like what's happening? And I think it's just Frank Miller just not at his best. Mm-hmm. But then you combine that with the artwork, everybody's face is like just super round and kind of smushed in looking. The Superman symbol on his chest, it's like on every page, it's a different size. Like sometimes it's like up here like this, sometimes it's like huge, and it's just like, yo, what is going on? Like, why is there not like a consistent character design? And yeah, I didn't even finish. I read issue 1, then I read issue 2, and I was like, I'm not coming back for issue 3.
I'm sure it's hard to be an editor for, the legendary folks who are, making comics. They feel like they know everything, man. It's got to be hard to, even like for a Rob Liefeld or somebody like that, you would just, why even try to tell somebody like that what to do?
Yeah.
Like, they don't do what they want to do, and people are going to buy it. So just leave them alone.
Right. I mean, they sell the comics based on the name, but it's just like, yo, I work hard for my money. Right. Like, and I got to pay for this stuff and I got to justify buying it. And unfortunately for me, I wasn't buying comics 20 years ago when John Romita Jr. was at his peak. So there's no nostalgia factor for me to be like, all right, cool, I'm sticking with this anyway, but that's
why you got to get indies, bro. Like the exact same thing that you just said about Spider-Man. Spider-Man should always be the best book that's out. Mm-hmm. And Spider-Man's been out forever. And what new can you do with Spider-Man? Like, I'm sure somebody can come in and reinvigorate, with great power comes great responsibility. But Spider-Man's done everything, man. Spider-Man has done everything.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard to, revitalize that, especially when some of the best stories out there are Spider-Man stories. So I feel like, especially with the big 6,
mm-hmm.
those characters are they're not played out to me, because I'm always going to watch a Batman movie. I'm always going to go see Superman. I'm always going to see Spider-Man. But I'm not going to have expectations for them to be great. I'm going to expect them to be entertaining and that they have the biggest budgets. So they got the best, they got the best CGI in the movies, and they
Mhm.
got the best artists in the books. Other
Yeah.
than that, I'm not gonna expect I'm not gonna expect much from them.
Yeah. And that's my thing. Like, I don't, and this is a whole separate topic, but I don't need all my comics to be epic.
Hmm.
I just need them to be good. Like, I need them to be fun. I need them to be entertaining.
Yeah,
Right. And a lot of times it just feels like like they're shooting for something epic. And like, because like you said, there's not a whole lot new that you can do. They're taking these characters way outside of their base, like outside of what makes them great, just in hopes of giving them like a new layer to their legend. But it's like we didn't need a new layer to their legend. Like, give us what we've been seeing for the last 30 years. And then every now and then, give us a super epic story arc. Like, give
right.
us 6 issues that's gonna like change what we think about the character. I don't need a 100 issue run that you want to change the way we think about the character. Like, I don't need to be invested that long. It's Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, get in, get out, tell a good story. But anyway, we can rant about comics forever. That's not why we're here though. The
Oh,
reason the reason we are here is wait, why is this not doing this? That's stupid. All right, let me do this again then. The reason we're here is to talk about Aceblade. And you, my friend, have a Kickstarter out right now for
yeah.
Aceblade #6. And it's called Cream. Now, is Cream, whoa, let's block let's block this guy.
As soon as you said cream, it happened, man. You
Yo,
know,
like what the heck?
it be like that, man. It's ridiculous.
All right, cool. I blocked the guy, the whatever, the bot.
You gotta block the.
Now, so Ace Blade, and I'll can somebody like just give me like a one in the chat, be like, yo, because we haven't had a new comment in a minute. Okay, cool. So yeah, I need to know if cream means what I think it means.
Absolutely, yeah, man. Wu Tang forever. Cash rules everything around me, and I was shocked. I'm still shocked that so
Mm,
many people, didn't get the reference immediately.
word.
But again, in my brain, everybody knows everything I know. So, um, I put it out early that the next arc was going to be Cream. Somebody asked earlier if this was the end of an arc. It's actually the beginning of a new arc. Um,
Okay.
so Ace Blade 1 through 4
Hmm.
was called Vigilante Complex. Number 5 was Villain Season. Thank you for showing that.
Hmm.
Number 5 was Villain Season, so it was kind of a one off. And
Okay.
then Ace Blade 6 through 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 through 10 is going to be Cream. Cash rules everything around me. And
Got.
yeah, man, it's like I don't know why people. I mean, the internet is a really strange place, but when I put it out, people are like, "Okay, is Ace Blade getting dirty now? What's going on?" I'm like, "No, it's a reference to it's a reference to a Wu Tang song. Like people
Right.
don't. How does your brain go immediately to the darkest places?
Yeah.
Um, but
The society is sick. That's what it is.
yeah,
The world needs healing. Right. Um, Morgan said because you called it cream.
I didn't. In the first time, I didn't put the periods in there or anything.
Oh
I
yeah,
just put cream in all capital, and people were like, "Okay, I'm gonna buy it. I like books like that." I'm like, "Wait a minute, it's not that type of thing." Um,
yikes.
but
All right. So for people who are not familiar with Ace Blade, let us know, who is he?
absolutely. Ace Blade is, just a man who wants to help out in his community. Um, Ace Blade does not have any superpowers. He's a superhero. Me and my brother had this this discussion yesterday. If Batman is a superhero, Ace Blade is a superhero. And to me, Batman is a superhero because of the obstacles he faces. If you are fighting people who can freeze stuff with their hands, people who can disappear and grow vines and branches out of nothing, and you're beating them and you're facing off with them, you are a superhero to me. So Ace Blade is a superhero um, who who is fighting against superpowered villains, but also the city that that has grown this this demonic underbelly of greed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So um he operates in what we call Vegas City, so it's fictional Las Vegas, and that's a place that you go to kind of hit it big, to go to risk it all. You go there and you know you say, hey, I'm gonna put my whole mortgage down on this roulette table
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna win. And risky, there's a high risk high reward type of thing, right?
Right.
So a lot of people go there, and one thing leads to another, and they might end up in a bad way, and end up looking for a way out, and then they run into people like Gutshot, who is Ace Blade's arch nemesis, and he gives them a way to make some money. They might end up with some superpowers. They might end up half dead somewhere, and Ace Blade has to protect these people from themselves. So in Cream, he finds out after villain season that even though Gutshot is locked up, um, you know, he still kind of got his fingers into play. You know how when you play Monopoly, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you can go to jail and it might be the best place for you, right?
Right. Right.
Sometimes when you get to a certain point in Monopoly, you go to jail, people still land on your properties, you can still make deals and stuff, and
Right.
you don't got the risk of being out there to get
Mm-hmm.
hurt. So that's kind of where Ace Blade is right now with his main villain Gutshot. And he sees that the system in place, you know, also is an enemy, where he just thought he was dealing with people with crazy powers.
Got you. Okay. So it's funny because I just watched the Batman
Mhm.
and I loved that movie. Right. And
Me
I
too.
think I loved it because it really showed a lot of the Gotham underworld. And a big part of what was so great about it was like as the Riddler is shining light on all of Gotham's indiscretions, it's
Mhm.
like you're learning that everyone's involved, right? You go in the little underground raunchy club or whatever, and it's the lowest of the low, but it's also like the height of the mob, and it's the chief of police, like the
Mhm.
governor, the DA, whoever. It's like all of Gotham is like all embroiled in this stuff together. And so like as you peel back those layers, you're like, oh snap, everybody's evil. And then
Mhm.
you realize like, yo, Batman is up against like everything that Gotham has ever been, which is why I think it would be great for the Court of Owls to be in the sequel. But hey, we're not here to talk about that. So when you look at something like that, right, how do you add, that sort of, or are you inspired by fictional cities like Gotham when you're thinking of Vegas City?
Yeah, and my favorite version of Batman is Detective Batman.
Mhm.
Right? I'm sorry. My favorite version of Batman is Detective Batman. I like superhero Batman, but smart, you know, um, researching Batman is kind of
Mhm.
my favorite version, and we haven't gotten that in a long time, and that's why I say I enjoyed the newest Batman also. So, um, it's cool to as a storytelling technique to learn things with the main character,
Mhm.
and to discover, you know, the betrayals as they discover them, and to be surprised when they're surprised. So absolutely, I think Gotham City has had that type of thing for a long time.
Mhm.
Um, my favorite Kevin Conroy is my favorite Batman all time.
Mhm. Yep.
And I think one of the biggest inspirations for Ace Blade is Batman the animated series, because if you watch the show, Bruce Wayne was always trying to help the villains, right? He would
Mhm.
he would show up at Cobblepot's galas. He
Yeah.
would fund Isley's research or whatever.
Right.
But as soon as they crossed that line, Batman got to show up. You know what I'm saying? Batman got to show up and
Mhm.
put him in their place. And I kind of like that. You know, Bruce Wayne didn't see them as just evil people. He saw them as people who made bad decisions, and kind of were extreme sometimes.
Right.
And he didn't think that it was right to necessarily kill people, unlike some people. I mean, Morgan is in the comments, but unlike some people, you you see that you can give somebody a second chance as long as you can stop them before they do too much harm.
Mhm.
Um, and I like that. I like that type of story. So that's what kind of what I'm trying to do with Ace Blade.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines in the animated series. Is like the episode where Two Face becomes Two Face, and Batman is like, Harvey, no. That's great.
I
It's
love
great.
it.
Maurice says, "Oh my gosh," but yeah. So yeah, and when I found out about you, I think we somehow connected on Facebook. I've told this story before, but when the Kickstarter for Ace Blade #5 was going on, and what sold me on it was the fact that it reminded me of Batman in ways.
Mhm,
Like the whole thing of, look, everybody he's about to fight has superpowers. He doesn't. I
mhm.
was like, oh, bet I'm in. That's Batman. Cool. And it's not to reduce your character to just being like a Batman clone. He obviously has his own motivations. He's got his own backstory.
It's
He's
on
got
purpose.
he's his own person. Like he's set. But that was what initially had me like intrigued. So first of all, if you did not read Ace Blade 1 through 5, which there's a way to get Ace Blade 1 through 5 through this Kickstarter.
For sure.
Can you start with issue 6 just like straight up?
Yes, 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 yes. And one of my favorite things about comics is that you should be able to pick them up from almost anywhere and understand what's going on.
Right.
So the way that I write Ace Blade is in bunches, right? So if you read 1 through 4, that's an arc.
Hmm.
But if you read 5, you can literally not read 1 through 4 and understand everything, that happened in 5, and then reset again in 6. So in 6, you pick up with, you know, you find out Gutshot is in jail. You find out who he is. You find out that um, Blackjack has been arrested, and we explain everything from there. So it's you don't have to read 1 through 5, like I said, but it might make the experience a little bit better for you if you do.
Got you. Got you. So here's where I am. Right. I've read issue 1 because you can download issue 1 digitally for free. There's a link on the Kickstarter, but I think I downloaded issue 1 back when I backed it, right? Because
Mhm.
you did like the indie comics catch up or a little sampler. So I got Ace Blade #1, Lumberjacks #1, and a bunch of other stuff that I didn't read. Just to be honest, but I read Ace Blade #1. I was like, okay, this is dope. Like I liked it. And then I read Lumberjacks #1. I was like, this is dope too. Like this is what's up. And
Appreciate
then I waited and I waited and I was like, yo, I'm gonna back this Kickstarter so I can get the rest of this. And I just got the Kickstarter in a few weeks ago. Mine took longer only because I decided I wanted like all the stuff. So I got a t-shirt, I got a bunch of stickers, I got what did I get? I got the signed trade
it. Mhm.
paperback. I got like 3 covers for Ace Blade #5,
Got that
including
Daryl
one.
Banks,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I got the
Marcus
Daryl
Williams.
Banks, the creator of Kyle Rayner. So yeah, I mean, I went all out, and I did the same thing with the Lumberjacks campaign a couple weeks later. So I still need to read issues 2 through 4, but I'm excited to know that I can read Villain Season as a standalone because I can knock that out in like 15 minutes, do
Yeah.
a quick video, and then just take my time on this trade. That's what I really want to do.
Yeah,
Um,
and the trade has a lot of special features in there too. Like the trade is my baby. If anybody ever wants to jump into Ace Play, I always tell them to get the trade because it's got when you used to buy a trade, they would
mhm.
have like letters from the editor,
Yeah,
all kinds of stuff in there that you don't need, but might make it better. So
right.
mine has like a whole section of Easter eggs for stuff that I put in there. It's got a whole section of artwork, commissions and stuff back there,
Yeah,
and then
there's a
it's
lot of pinups in here.
yeah, a lot of pinups in there for because commissions is has always been kind of one of my favorite things. I love seeing how other people draw Ace Blade. And then it's got, some mini comics in there, two page shorts that introduce you to, the villains that are going to be in villain season. So, um, there's a lot in there. So,
What I love about Ace Blade, right, is there's a variety of artists on it. One of the because when we're talking about like truly independent comics, right? A lot of times when people say indie, but they're talking about like Dark Horse or Image or whatever, it's like these are like multi-million dollar
mhm,
operations at this point. How independent is it really? Right. But like the stuff that you do and the stuff that you support via Kickstarter, it's like it's people like regular people like or seemingly regular people like you and me that
mhm,
are immensely talented, right? Whether it's as writers or as artists or whatever their respective field is. But anyway, with the truly independent comics, a lot of times the big knock is the art. If I'm
mhm.
so used to reading big two stuff and seeing like Jim Lee drawings, and then I go to like something like Ace Blade or Lumberjacks, it can be jarring, right?
Yeah,
And I shouldn't say like Ace Blade or Lumberjacks, but like some other stuff that I've seen like on Kickstarter, it's just like, did you try? Like, a lot of people are doing comics and it feels like they're doing comics just to say they did comics, right?
yeah,
But anyway, what I love about Ace Blade is how you kind of go the extra mile to make sure that the character is represented well visually, right?
yeah,
Like Neil Adams did a variant cover for issue number 1.
yes,
That's insane. Neil Adams doing a variant cover for the first issue of an unknown character from some dude in Durham. Like what? That's crazy. Daryl Banks did a cover for issue 5. That man created Kyle Rayner, and here he is on Ace Blade. And some of these, the covers, the pinups, like that Marcus Williams cover, is of course my favorite. But even some of these like one shots that you got in here, the mini comics, like I don't know who Jimbo Saldoga is, but this
yeah.
right here, that's fly.
He's
Funny.
he actually was
Go ahead.
drawing Transformers at the time.
Oh
I
snap!
wanted him to do the interiors for the first 4 books, but he was out of my price range at the
Word,
time.
word.
So he kind of put me on to one of his friends that was up and coming. He was like, "Hey, I can't do it, but this artist, he's trying to get into the business. He's about half of my price,
Hmm.
so try him out." So I did, and
Word.
then he worked for 2 books, and then for the second 2 books we went fully digital, and we
Okay.
you know we worked with Wally McNair out of Charlotte. So I appreciate that, man. We're trying to put our best foot forward. It's 5 issues, and I'm an artist, but I never put my own art in the book because of that. Exactly what you said. I didn't feel like it was at the point where I would feel like it was worth selling.
Hmm.
So this issue is actually the first one that I'll have a variant cover on it. So um, we're trying to step out there. Maybe by issue 7 or 8, we can get one of them BJ Kicks variants going.
Listen, man. You know what's crazy? Like, so Danny we had a whole deal, right? Oh snap! All right, I didn't know anybody was gonna ever see that except you. But here we are on stream. But Danny and we made a deal, right? So you guys saw me do a bunch of promos for Lumberjacks last month or month before, whatever it was, when that Kickstarter was running.
Mhm.
The deal was, right, you guys can basically sponsor a bunch of videos for the price of an Apple Pencil because I had just got my iPad. And so I was like, all right. And the only reason it happened is because Danny's like, hey, yo, man, like, when are you going to do like some commissions for me? And I'm like, I can't draw. Like, I need, I, I need to practice. So Danny got me my Apple Pencil. Danny and Morgan, they teamed up to get me an Apple Pencil, and I was practicing for a minute. I did a couple quick sketches. I did a few sketches of Batman. I was real excited about drawing for like a week and a
Mhm.
half,
Yep, that's how it
and
happens.
yeah, and I go into Procreate right now. the last thing in here that I really did was like a little layout, and I don't even know if it's gonna show up on camera, but it's a little layout of the Aceblade. I was gonna try to do like a little pin up for Cream,
Uh-huh.
but I mean, look, y'all, I can't draw. Like this came out looking all right because I could kind of color to
Yeah.
make up for my deficiencies or whatever. And it's also a very loose watercolor style, right? I could pretend, and I'll just put some color where it's supposed to be, and you know, eventually add some inks that'll do the rest. But yeah, like this is my issue with like pretty much anything I do. I start a lot of things, I
Mhm.
don't finish a lot of things. So anyway, eventually I do want to become good enough at drawing to where I can like do Ace Blade or any character justice for like, you know, a random little page that'll go in the back of a book. I don't know if I'm gonna do a cover, but enough about me. Kevin Pitt wants to know, how are you getting these guys? How are you getting these artists?
Pay them. That's 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 the real answer. I save up money, and
Hmm.
I think on, I bug people until they say that I can get on their list. I'm a super patient dude. So that Daryl Banks cover,
Hmm.
I asked him way back in, you know, I asked him I want to say it was Christmas of the year prior, to
Mm.
the campaign. And I was like, man, I saw him on Chat and Draw. I saw him on Michael Watson's show. He was interviewing him, and I was like, let me see if I can, if I can get on his radar and see if I can get on his commission list. Because, like I said, I commission artists all the time to draw. All this art on my wall is from artists that I commission. So I just, sent him an email, and he said, hey, I can do it, but it's gonna be 4 months. I
Oh wow.
said, hey, 4 months, 4 months is enough time for me. That
Word.
gives me enough time to promo and do marketing and all that stuff. So you know, I said, all right, I'm gonna send a deposit. I'm gonna pay the man. And he was on time. He was professional. It came out great. And it was amazing. So that's really all it is, being patient with people and paying them what they ask you to pay. One thing that I try to never do is haggle prices for artists. If they say, it's $100 a page, either I can afford it or I can't. If I
Yeah.
can afford it, if it's in my budget, hey, bet I can work with you. If I can't, I just can't. So um why don't cry for spilled milk,
Yeah.
maybe next time I can afford you. And
Yeah.
artists, they usually don't mind that. They say, hey, I'm out of your budget, you know maybe next time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel when I do like my consulting and stuff, right? People will come up to me like, yo, like, you know, I need such and such. I'm like, okay, well, this is my rate for that. And it's like, oh, I mean, can you work with me? Like, nah, not if you can't meet my budget, but it's cool. Like, come back, we'll talk. And it's just, with anybody that's doing stuff on a freelance basis, it's like
Yeah,
you get to a point where your time is worth a lot more than the money, right? Like,
yeah,
no
for
matter
sure.
what price I give you for whatever service, once we book it, that price is outdated,
Right.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna carry out the service I said I was gonna perform, and by the time I finish it, the money that you paid me to do it, it's gonna be gone, or I'll have it and it'll be in the bank or whatever. But it's like, I did all that for that little or that amount or whatever. And it
Mhm.
seems like no matter how much you raise your prices, that's always the feeling, right? So it's like when somebody can't meet your budget, my response is always one of two things. It's like, hey, I think we're too far apart. Let me refer you to somebody who I know that can kind of fit your price range. Or I'll say, okay, well, for that price, I can't do this, but I
Mhm.
can do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think anybody minds when you're like, hey, I can't meet this budget. So just shoot for the moon. Like, ask for who you want, right?
yeah,
I know for a fact that I can't afford a commission from Jim Lee because I've seen some of the prices on Jim Lee commissions. So it don't make no sense for me to
legit.
jump in Jim Lee's inbox and waste that 15 minutes saying, hey, how much is this going to cost me? And
Yeah,
for him to say $15,000, and I already knew that, and be like, oh, nah, sorry, man, I can't do it this week. Maybe next month when I get paid. Like, no, that's never going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And one other thing, you know, I've had success with is, you know, if I really want to work with somebody, just like you said, offer them something, you know, say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, what can I get for X amount? You know,
Yeah.
um, what can I get? I got it. You know, I got $200 right now. What can you do for? I want to work with you so bad that this $200 that I have, I want to give it to you. What can I get for that? And you
Right.
know, a lot of times, Marcus Williams,
Mm-hmm.
his prices are up there these days.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say that cover that I got, you know, that was 2 years ago, and he was at like up above $300 for a cover.
Mm.
And you know, he he did the cover for us, but then he also did a sketch of Morgan's preacher character for free. You know, he just, you know, was doing a warm-up one day and was like, hey, I want to draw this character. And he, you know, he sent it to us and we were like, yo, thank you. This is something that, you know, would have cost us $200.
Right.
So, you know, just, you know, if you want to work with somebody, just reach out to them. And if you got, you know, some money to send them, people are usually happy to take your money
Yeah. Yeah.
to do some work. So
Yeah. And I mean, the way you treat people matters, right? Like it's why I try to make it a habit or a
mhm,
point not to get up here and talk about stuff I don't like, right?
mhm,
Because you never know who's going to be watching. You never know what clip somebody's going to take. And, you know, you might have 100 subscribers, but all of a sudden something gets 1 million views and goes viral. And
mhm,
it's you ranting against some random person that was just doing their job one day.
right.
And, you know, people see that. The comics industry is small.
Yeah.
The comic book viewing audience is small. Like everybody that's been in this chat today, I've seen on other people's channels, right?
Mhm,
When I go on other people's streams and I comment, people be like, yo, BJ Kicks, what's up? I'm not the biggest person in the world, but it just happens that comic fans
yeah.
watch like all the comic people. So I know for a fact that there's certain people that watch, you know, other channels that I've been affiliated with or that I've, you know, been shouted out on, right? So it's not far removed for me to say something crazy and for that
Mhm,
to get to the senior vice president at Marvel, right? Is that person going to want to work with me? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? And so my point is just to all the aspiring creators who, you know, you're like, oh, I want to do this. I've got this idea. I think my idea is good, but I need somebody to execute that vision for me. Think about how you treat people. Think about like when people approach you, even like the stuff you talk about on social media. If you're on Twitter, like bashing comics or bashing like everything, like, oh, I
mhm.
hate that the sky is blue today, right? People see that and they're like, nah, I don't want to mess with that dude. So
It's facts.
that's my 2 cents that nobody asked for.
No, it's very true, man. And I co-sign that, man. I try to be the same way, you know. You can't you're not gonna get along with everybody, right?
Right. Right.
There's people. I did a TikTok, the one that you were talking about, where I, you know, I say I support a lot of black comics, right?
Hmm.
And all of us don't get along, you know. Even
Yeah.
the 50 brothers that I said, you know, I bought, you know, these brothers and sisters, I bought their comics, and a lot of them supported me back. And a lot of us, you know, we don't always get along, you know, we can't always, you know, we don't approach business the same way. We, you know, we have different ideologies and stuff like that. And, you know, it just don't always work out, but you can always be nice to people.
Yeah.
You can always be kind because kindness makes the world go around.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So, all right. So I want to talk about this campaign, right?
Yeah.
So again, we're on Aceblade number 6, but the campaign is for Aceblade issues 1 through 6. So if you've never jumped in, if you want to jump in with just issue 6, you can do that and you won't be lost. But if you want to get all the issues, you can. But what I want you to explain to us like what we're seeing here, right? So we got a lot of rewards. You can back at a lot of different levels.
Mhm.
You might even have something special just for the K Squad, if I remember correctly. But
Yeah.
explain to me what we got going on with this campaign. What you're excited about? What the people can win? Is it winning when you
It's
back and get certain rewards on Kickstarter?
I mean, it's called a reward, but it's basically a pre-order, you know. These books you know, we're actively working on them as the campaigns are going most times.
Okay.
And Kickstarter. I'll tell you why Kickstarter is hard for me.
Okay.
Like you see, this is our sixth issue of Aceblade, right? So every issue, people come back and they buy books, right?
Hmm.
But the people who bought issues 1 through 5 last time,
Hmm.
they spent $50 to buy to buy those 5 issues, or maybe they bought a hat or a t-shirt.
Right.
They're not going to spend $50 this time. They're going
Yeah.
to come here and they're going to buy the next issue. They're going to spend $5 or $10 to buy the next issue.
Right.
So every time you gotta find a whole new audience, right? Because the price of making the book isn't gonna go down. It's most likely gonna go up.
Yeah.
So the budget for making the book, printing it, shipping it to people isn't really gonna change much, but you gotta find a new audience to discover your book and to get issues 1 through 5 and a hat or a t-shirt or
Hmm.
now we got tennis shoes, we got sneakers.
Word.
So I say every time we do a campaign, we try to add something different to kind of entice the old and the new fans.
Hmm.
So if you got Ace Blade number 1 through 5, this time you might get 6 and a pair of sneakers. You might get
Right.
number 6 and the new hat that we got. But that's one of the biggest challenges for me, because I think we have we have a big enough audience to get these books funded,
Hmm.
but it's offering new stuff that people are excited about. So with this one, we decided to do, all 6 issues are going to be available, and all of those variant covers from the past issues
Hmm.
that people want. We got Indie Comics has a huge variant cover audience. They love getting variants. They love, even though it's the same comic, they want to get those low print number, variants. So
Right.
um
What's up,
especially when
everybody?
especially when you got somebody like Daryl Banks or Marcus Williams on.
Hmm.
Um so we try to offer that stuff, and it's been working for us. So we'll keep doing it.
Word. So yeah, I was wondering how that works because, at this point, I would consider myself like a fourth wall super fan, right? Like, I back the campaigns that I can back. I'm excited about them. Like we all here, right?
Mhm.
But like you said, this time around, I already bought the 5 issues, right? And so I'm like,
Right.
okay, well, I can't. I mean, I could buy the 5 issues again, but that might not be the smartest use of my funds.
Right.
Um, but you do have like some interesting rewards, right? So you got the I hope we're not chopping up money. That's great though. Uh but you've got these Ace Blade sneakers. I think a great idea was bringing back some of the older variants because, like you said, I wasn't able to get, those other variants covers. Like there's a Neil Adams cover that's gonna be available for the first time. I
Mhm.
kind of want to get that now. Lucky for me, the only single issue that I have for Ace Blade is number 5. So I
Mhm.
got 1 through 4 in this trade, and I can read the trade. Cool. I can even read the digital. I think I got digital access last time. But now, if I want to just be like a collector, same way I collect Milestone, I grab every cover. I could be a collector for Ace Blade as well. This Funko Pop's kind of dope. Um, you know what I'm saying? But so let's walk through. Is there any easy way for me to see all the variants that we got up here?
Unfortunately not. Like, Kickstarter's platform is not as user friendly, or
Mhm.
uh it's just not conducive to being able to say, okay, this reward has a picture of this.
Mhm.
So what we're gonna do is we fulfill through a service called Backer Kit, and what they do is they allow you to put a picture with each thing that you're offering. So
Uh-huh.
um we added them on here, but really we're going to be pushing the variant covers once the campaign is over and we start to fulfill. So
Okay.
once we after the campaign is over and then we start doing rewards and stuff, you can do add-ons to get each cover that you want. um
Okay.
and if you add on right here, if you add on one of the covers, you
Mhm.
can you'll get to choose which one you want in the end.
Okay. So yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted to. I did all this so I could get to this list, right? So we've
Right.
got cover B for Aceblade #1, Christoph Hollers. Cover C, Neil Adams. Cover D, Joe Staten,
Yeah.
Von Riemann, Wally McNair on issue 3, Jimbo Saldago, Jason Strutz, Wally McNair again on issue 4, Richard Cox on issue 5, Daryl Banks on issue 5. Okay, Marcus Williams, Kenji, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Kenji,
Yeah.
Jay Asoma. How are we saying this?
Asoma. Yeah.
Okay, and then okay, hold on. So you burying the lead. You holding out on me. There's a whole cover D by Danny Quick. What's going on, sir?
That's the newest one, man. That's the newest, truest. Like I said, for years I didn't want to put my own art on there, and
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't think that it would. It's my style is not a superhero's, comic book style.
Yeah.
Um, but I worked really hard on this. I worked really hard on that artwork, and I had Michael Watson color it for me, and it
Okay.
came out great to me. So I was like, man, we're gonna put this on the cover, man. We're gonna put my art on the cover
Right,
this
I'm gonna
time.
put you on the spot. Can you show us this cover D?
Oh yeah, for sure. Hold on. You want me to send it to you, or you want me to share my screen?
Uh, you can share your screen. I'll stop mine.
Let me, if I can find it.
All
If I can find it. Uh, Give me a second. Let fill some time for me, man.
right, cool. Cool.
Let
So the other thing that we got going on, and I'm just going through the rewards, some of the add-ons.
Mhm.
So you got the Ace Blade Cream high top sneaker, right? So it's like a canvas sneaker similar to Converse Chuck Taylor,
Mhm.
but with Ace Blade on it. That's crazy. We got an option for Ace Blade graded comics.
Mhm.
So it'll be signed signature series by Danny Quick, graded through CBCS. You can choose which book you want graded, guaranteed to be a 9.0 plus. So that's dope.
Yep.
Um, we got a lot here. It looks like there's options for pretty much every issue to be signed when you get it. So that's dope. Do we have like poster prints and stuff this time around?
We try to stay away from prints, man, because they bump up the shipping on you when you're printing, 11
Uh,
by 17 or larger. So we do those at conventions and stuff like that, but we try to stay away from them.
got you, got you.
Man,
And
this MacBook is not letting me be great. I don't have my permission set to share.
okay, nah, just
Illustrator.
no worries.
I'll
Just send it to me. Yeah.
send it in Messenger.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Man, oh man. It's
That's
it's an exciting thing, man. It makes me nervous because like I said, it's my first cover and people been
mhm.
super supportive, but people are just nice sometimes. So you never know
Listen,
if you're good or if you suck. So
right.
I'm just happy people are checking it out.
Yeah, I'm so afraid that like one day I'm gonna do a cover or do just any piece of art, and like people are just gonna gas me just because I'll be on YouTube,
Hmm.
and then like then I'm gonna put it out, and somebody who has no idea who I am is gonna look at it and be like, "Yo, this is trash. Like, who approved this? Why is this even a thing? Y'all let him draw a comic book? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, that's the concern."
No, I've had that happen though, man. It's like but art is subjective. Everybody isn't gonna like everything. So
Yeah.
it's like, to each his own. I do more of a chibi, Scotty Young type style stuff normally.
Hmm.
That when I'm in here drawing with my kid. But I've been working on the superhero type, muscular, um, action figure type poses and stuff like that. And I like it. So why not give it a shot?
All right, cool. I'm gonna pull up this cover D here by Danny J. Quick. Let's see.
Appreciate that, Kevin. Sign options on the book is dope. We try to do it for the people. Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
so And you know what's crazy? I was actually watching that episode of Chat and Draw where Michael Watson just worked magic on this
Yeah.
cover. Not to say the cover wasn't good before, but
He definitely he definitely
I,
helped your boy out.
I watched him just take it to a whole different level. It was funny at the point when I joined in, uh, he was inking this girl's face,
Like Jack, yeah.
and you were like, yeah, all I had up here was a line.
Right, he gave her a whole set of full lips. All I had was a line to
Yeah,
the side, like she's frowning.
right.
And I was like, bro, this dude is amazing.
Oh, Black Intellect's here. I've seen Black Intellect on some other streams that you've done, right?
Yeah, that's the homie.
Nice.
Trying
So
to
yeah, so that's dope. So look, so we've been talking about Aceblade, and I'm talking to the homies, so we could probably just be talking like all night, right? But
yeah.
for those of you who ain't got that kind of time, and y'all like, yo, you promised me a discount. Where's that at? Let me go ahead and show you. Let me go ahead and show you. So, and Danny, while I'm pulling this up, you can just go ahead and tell the squad what's going on.
Absolutely, man. So just for the K Squad, the members who are here at the hangout, I always, when I go online, sometimes I just throw in the promo code BJ Kicks just to see if it works, because it's BJ Kicks discount code is everywhere. So what we did was that $40 catch up so that you can get all 5 issues of Aceblade. I mean, you can get the villain season, you get the trade, and you get issue number 6. It's normally $40, but for the K Squad, we got 10 slots for y'all at $35. So that BJ Kicks promo code will take $5 off for you. And just to show our appreciation for BJ always looking out for us and telling people about us. And not cussing us out when we're sending the messages at 12:30 at night.
Yo, I'm in a group chat with Danny and Morgan, and they just be talking. I just be like, bro, like, thankfully the iPhone's got the do not disturb and all that now. So it's like, if y'all talk after 9 o'clock, I don't see it till the next day unless I just happen to be up.
Right.
More often than not now, I'm up. But nobody's ever gonna disturb my sleep, disturb my slumber. Wait, I'm burying the lead. There's a link here to variant covers. Okay, there's the press release. Okay, so that's the same thing. That's the same thing. Okay.
It's just a press release.
Okay,
I do need to get up. Maybe I put them up on Facebook. I put all the variant covers up on Facebook.
Yeah.
I had them laid out, but I don't have mine. Maybe I should put them up there on the page. But like I said, we were planning on kind of promoting that as the add-on after the campaign. So
okay,
because it'll be easier for you to see what you're buying.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Because when you go in to do the add-ons, like during the campaign, it's like it'll just give you the name, and I'm like, okay, well, wait, which cover was that? Who did that?
Yeah, you can't, and it doesn't give you the option. That's one thing that they should fix on the platform. They should give you, especially for the add-ons, because if you could see what it is that you're buying, I think more people would jump in on the add-ons. But it's very hard, and then you would have to literally do them individually, and that'll fill your whole page up. So,
Word. So I'm just gonna reiterate while we're here. So they just added a brand new tier for this Kickstarter, right? It's called V-Bucks. What is that? Is that a reference to Verizon?
No.
I feel like, why does V-Bucks sound familiar?
V-Bucks is what the kids they buy for not Minecraft, but it's a virtual dollars. It's Roblox, yeah.
Got it.
The kids, buy all if you see all of our pledges are named after different slang for money.
Right.
So I figured V-Bucks. Did you used to work at Verizon?
No, I've just been a Verizon customer for ever.
Yeah, me too. It's Fortnite. It's Fortnite V-Bucks.
Fortnite. Okay.
So they So I was like, let me just throw one up here for for the K Squad.
Got you. So look, you pledge at the V-Bucks level. You're getting everything that you would have gotten at the cheese level, but you're getting a $5 discount. It's only available for the first 10 people that go ahead and back this campaign. Now, you guys know with Kickstarter, you back the campaign, no money is taken out of your account until the campaign ends. What day does the campaign end, Mr. Quick?
That's a good question. I think it's May 12th.
it's
a Friday.
It's up here. Let me see.
It's a Friday. I'm sorry.
15 days to go. So yeah, 2 Fridays from now.
2 Fridays.
So yeah, May 13th. May 13th it'll be over. But yeah, so if you pledge at the V-Bucks level, like I said, there's only 10 of these available. Lucky for y'all, I already got the trade, so I'm not gonna be greedy and take one of the spots. There's 10 spots available for the K Squad. You'll get a shout out on social media. Thanks for backing. You'll get the Aceblade 100-page trade paperback and digital. You'll get Aceblade number 5, a physical issue, and you'll get a digital download. You'll get the Aceblade number 6 physical issue and a digital download. You'll be all caught up. And you'll have some cool swag. And you'll pay $5 less. Now look, I can't do anything for you if y'all wait, y'all sleep on this, and somebody goes to back this tomorrow, knows nothing about the K Squad, but is like, yo, that's $5 less. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So you need to jump on this tonight. If you're watching right now, go ahead and back it. Go ahead and back it. The money won't come out for another 2 weeks. You got it. You know what I'm saying? Quit acting like you ain't rich. You got it. So again, we got the Vegas Vigilante. He's out here trying to undo all the power of dirty money, right? And as is the case most of the time, right? Whatever Aceblade's fighting against, he ain't got. Our boy is broke.
100% broke, bro.
And you got to battle all these people that's been paid off and stuff. Go ahead.
And that's another thing about the campaign too, is that about the comics too, is that, you know, how you said, it's like he's like Batman, you know, but he's not, because he ain't got no money, you know.
Right.
You also get to see in this arc, in this 5-issue arc, how a young business owner, because he owns a gym, you know, he's out here trying to help the community by, you know, teaching young people how to defend themselves, and by, you know, offering people a healthy stress reliever. But he's trying to run a business while trying to, you know, save people during the night, and he's doing that all on no money. So those are other struggles that you'll get to see, and, you know, I kind of get to put some of my life in there, you know, as a young business owner, having to do stuff, you know, having to try to learn to do stuff on his own, instead of, you know, being able to pay, you know, somebody to do something. So absolutely, he's apparently terrible with his money, because he's literally an ex-MMA champion. Yeah, man, you know, them costumes, they don't, you know, them uniforms cost money, bro.
Right.
Especially when you keep getting cut and stabbed and stuff like that, bro. Everybody don't got that Lumberjacks money.
Right.
Lumberjacks got that ex-NFL star money. Aceblade, you know, he was just an MMA champion. They don't make millions of dollars. So
right. So while we're here, I stopped on this page not to watch you combat your animated self, but because I would like to shout out your creative team, because you got some really talented people working with you. Like I said, you go the extra mile to make sure your character is represented well. And you do a great job of like spotlighting quality artists. So let us know who we got on the creative team here.
Absolutely. JC Grande, this dude has been, you know, just phenomenal for us. Like I said, we did 2 issues with Von Remote. We did 2 issues with Wally McNair. But ever since I met JC, you know, he works fast, he works good, and, you know, he knows how to work for colors. So he's a great visual storyteller, and that's one of the things that you need in a comic book artist. You know, he's not super detailed with backgrounds all the time, but, you know, he knows how to get his tricks in. Yeah. So he'll tell you himself, you know, hey, I'm not drawing a background. I'm gonna pull it in from Photoshop. I'm gonna make it work. but he doesn't spend a lot of time. But that's how he navigates with his speed.
Yeah.
So, but he absolutely will put everything that needs to be on the page on the page. So, um, I'm happy to have him on the team. He's worked, with Image and IDW before also. So
Nice.
yeah.
And then
Then
on colors.
Veronica Smith, man, if I bruh, she was a find. I tell you. it pays to know good people.
Word.
And Veronica was coloring, I want to say she was coloring Vigilance for Freestyle Comics.
Mhm.
And I just happened to see her work on Michael Watson's page, and I was like, oh my God, who colored this? Like, she was just learning at the time. This is probably 2 years ago. She was just learning at the time, but I could already tell that she had a really good hand on a really good hold on color theory
Yeah.
and and cell shading.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, just one of those things. Hey, I got these inks from such and such. Let me see what you'll do with them.
Okay.
She's just started coloring Aceblade stuff, and then I was like, yep, I'm gonna be paying you for at least 6 books because she does great work. And I don't know what I would do without Veronica right now. She really brings those pages to life.
Word.
And Morgan Iverson is trying to steal her from me, but we'll talk about that.
All right. So then we got colors. All right. We did. Oh, that's right. I was like, who's your letterer? That's you.
That's me. That's
Okay.
me.
Okay.
That's again, we already talked about sometimes when you're running your own business, you gotta learn how to do your own stuff.
Yeah.
And both we share a history as graphic designers.
Mm-hmm.
And my full-time job is as a graphic designer, visual information specialist. And I learned how to letter just so that I can save that $35
Yeah.
a page and do it myself. So um me lettering and designing and doing layouts, that helps me bring that budget down just a little bit.
Word.
So
That's dope. That's dope. So look, again, guys, K Squad discount. Let's see. Let me refresh this page. Let me I had the same question, Morgan. I had the same question. I ain't want to blow up the spot. But it's a valid question.
Nah, Morgan knows because I was before JC came along. I had Guida on my team doing Aceblade. You saw the villain season preview, and
Yep.
I love Morgan, but like I said, we don't always get along, bro. We don't always get along. I had Guida set up to do the next Aceblade books, and somehow he ended up doing Lumberjacks 1 and 2. I don't know how that happened, but he just ended up doing Lumberjacks 1 and 2 before I could get him to do my book. So I was like, you know what? Let me find somebody else. But
Word.
it worked out perfectly. Guida's a great artist for Lumberjacks, and I'm not mad about it no more.
I feel you. Now with I mean I got you here, so we just doing all the trivia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ace Blade's name, is it Terrell like Terrell Owens, or is it Terrell like everybody else?
It's I say Terrell because of Terrell Owens, exactly because of that. I say Terrell, but he doesn't mind being called Terrell.
Okay. Okay. So Terrell Durham.
I
Okay.
say Terrell, yeah.
That's funny. And then let's see. Is there any other random trivia that I'd like to know? Okay. So, and I think we've talked about this on a different stream, but Terrell. Well, yeah, Terrell. Ace Blade was created by you yourself, as well as Christoph Hollers, correct?
Yep, that's right. Good friend of mine. We were working at a company. He doesn't like me to say the name of the company because he had a bad experience there.
Okay.
But it was a place where we literally were machine operators making Pokemon cards, right? So we would take the large prints, they would put them on the machine, we would put them on the machine, slice the cards and separate them, and then they would go and be packed, right? Company in Raleigh. And we would always just talk, comic books and stuff across the machines. Like we would always be talking, Justice League, Green Lantern, all kinds of stuff. And at the time, he was making like costume Green Lantern rings in his basement. Like he would
Wow.
literally he was doing the resin pours with the,
The
for
mold.
people costume and putting LED lights. This is super analog back in like early 2000s.
Wow.
So this was before we had, LED lights everywhere. He ended up taking me to my first comic book convention, but he had this idea for this character. All he had was a name and a sketch that he done. And I was like, hey, I've been writing for so long. We love comic books. Let me try something with it. And from there, it's just 10 years of fleshing out the character and creating side characters and
Mhm.
themes and all kinds of stuff. So
That's fly. That's fly. So look, Aceblade, cream, cash rules everything around me. It's coming. Looks like everything is expected to arrive in about December. Is
yep,
that right?
that's
Cool.
right.
So back the book now. We got about 2 weeks to go. We need to raise another $1,000. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got it. I ain't got 1,000. So we need all the support we can get. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. I'm excited. Like you guys have been just killing the Kickstarter game.
What is
Now,
that?
what happened?
What is a forward fund? I never seen that. I didn't even know that was on there.
You said a Ford fund?
It
Oh,
says
forward
forward
fund.
fund.
What is? Let's click on it.
That's new. Access big
Big
ticket.
ticket backings from major mission-based institutions.
What? Okay. That's new. I didn't even know that was on there.
So, if I'm understanding correctly,
Oh,
you just got like some like minority backing.
that's nice. They did okay. They did back earlier today. I didn't know it was a Kickstarter thing though.
Huh.
So the Creative Capital and Skull Creator Fund, the they backed it earlier
Okay.
for a nice amount too. Um
Nice.
and I guess it's an actual Kickstarter program. So that's dope. That's amazing.
That's fly. So Kickstarter is out here supporting, Black and brown and indigenous creators and fundraisers and support or great causes. So they've helped out. They've helped to
Yeah.
kick this over the finish line. We're not quite there yet. So again, we like the kind of money that jingles, but we rather have the kind that folds.
Folds.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel asking for this money. I feel like I'm at the Miss Black Awareness pageant. Uh
Actual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate. Um, Infighting within the fourth wall faction. Find out what happens next on Friday Night SmackDown.
Hey, this is a weekly thing, man. This is a
Yo,
weekly thing.
I saw a video the other day. I say the other day, and if I ever say the other day, I probably mean a month ago.
Right.
But I saw a video, and I think it was Aceblade fighting 5-Star on like a wrestling game. Like a WWE.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Clapper and them, man. They got this idea to make all of the indie characters in I want to say it's the new WWE game,
Uh-huh.
and have the computers put them up against each other and see who comes out on top. And one of the first ones that he created was Aceblade, and he did the whole thing, man. It was so entertaining. Like the announcers,
Uh-huh.
was calling them out and stuff like that. So it was pretty fun. I love it.
That's really fly. That makes me want to like buy a game console. If they ever release the Strongholds off of the PS5, I'm gonna buy one.
Oh man, yeah.
But I mean, I don't have my hopes up at this point. You know what I did buy? I bought Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, the little remaster. I bought that for the
Man,
PC.
bruh. Tony Hawk had a hold on me back in high school, bruh.
Yo, I'm trash at it now. I
Yeah.
was great back then. I mean, I only play for like maybe 10 minutes at a time. I do like a little free skate session, but like, I cannot keep that board upright to save my life. I just be falling.
Bruh, that
But I mean,
game's-
you already know I'm always Kareem Campbell.
Oh yeah.
Because why not?
Because why not?
Joey Deneau has a question. Are you shipping to the UK with this Kickstarter?
Absolutely. Right now we actually the last campaign, we had a lot of trouble with with international shipping because of COVID. But
Mhm.
we are planning to ship to all international things, and the prices are in there. The prices are a little higher for international shipping right now, but a lot of our international backer have been doing digital stuff because of that.
Got you.
But we absolutely are shipping to the UK. I got a book to send out to New Zealand tomorrow because
Word.
their postmaster just opened back up. So
That's fly.
that's something that we're keeping an eye on.
That's dope. So yeah, man. So like I said, y'all, I can talk to Danny all day, right? We're kindred spirits. We got similar backgrounds, except I never went to Iraq and shot people. But
Wait, I didn't
uh,
do that either. I didn't,
oh wait,
I didn't shoot
what?
people either. I went
Yeah.
to Iraq, but I didn't shoot nobody.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not that I didn't try, but
Are you telling me you sucked as a soldier as
no,
well?
man.
No.
I was a medic. I was a medic.
Oh, okay.
So, my job was to heal, not to hurt. But
Oh,
if they needed some cover fire, I was your boy though.
word.
Um,
Hey, just send him out there to scare some people.
yeah,
He ain't gonna
like
hit nothing
look,
anyway.
they put me on the 50 cal literally one time, bro. They said, "Hey, quick! If you don't get down off that cannon, bro." I said, "Okay, my bad. That's not my
Yeah,
thing."
that is amazing. But yes, we can sit and tell war stories. I don't have any quite like that. I got in a fight in the third grade one time. That was
Oh
cool.
man, yeah.
Uh, yeah, but nah. I don't even. I had a clever way to close out this conversation. Look, back Aceblade number 6, right? If you like me and you already got 1 through 5, just back to get issue 6, or maybe back to get some Aceblade sneakers. Let me put those back on the screen because those are fly. And you have a pair already, right?
Yeah.
How do they fit? Do they fit true to size? Do I need to
I've
go
not
a half size down?
I have not put them on. I'm not putting the shoes on until we get after the campaign. I'm gonna buy some for the shop, but I literally only have two pair, and one of them has already been bought. So
Okay.
I'm not putting them on my feet. I refuse.
Okay. Okay. No worries. So I might have to buy them from the shop because I'm funny about how my sneakers fit. Like I need
Yeah,
them to be a
yeah,
little bit snug so I can rock the loose laces if I
yeah.
want. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, get the sneakers. Those are fly. It's got like this basketball looking texture. I like the screen tones. Like it's a very, very nicely done.
I appreciate it. We've been trying to step it up a little bit each campaign, but
Now,
um,
who drew the ace play that's on the sneaker?
so that's Kyron Silva and myself. That's my colors. I colored the Ace Blade there, but Kyron from Taurus Comics,
Okay.
creator of Saw the Lightning Wielder and Destiny Shaman's Destiny.
He just
Um,
did a campaign that just wrapped
yep,
too, didn't he?
yep, for Starcore. He just finished up one, but he and I we do the Four Tales podcast every Saturday, and you know we be trying, like I said, man, I'm trying to collaborate with as many people as possible. And that was actually we were trying to do another cover for villain season. That's why Ace Blade looks so evil.
Oh,
But
got you.
it didn't happen. I was like, hey, let's use this for shoes instead. He was like, hey, I'm down to it's almost better than having a variant cover, getting them on the first pair of shoes. So why not?
That's true. That's true. I mean, like, how many people get to do designs that make it onto a product?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the first time I saw somebody wearing one of the comics or dope shirts that I
Mhm.
designed, I was like, that's fly. Like that's really cool. Like I don't even own any of the shirts, but like seeing it on people, it's like that's crazy.
I was gonna wear my shirt that I bought too, but I think my daughter stole it already.
Word.
I think my daughter stole the shirt because I put it in the washing machine, I put it in the dryer, and it
Uh,
disappeared. And my oldest daughter is notorious for stealing my stuff.
word.
So
She's a big Milestone fan too.
no, she just likes my stuff. It seems like she doesn't. She knows static. She knows static, but she does not know she doesn't know hardware icon. She doesn't
Word.
know any of them. But
Word.
if it belongs to me, she'll take it.
Word. So look, we are officially in the after show at this point, right?
Oh man.
And I'm just leaving it public for y'all to all take part because I just realized when I promoted this episode, I said we're gonna talk about Milestone. We're gonna talk about this and that. We ain't talking about Milestone at all.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna pull out some of my books, man. I know I got some. I know you got the whole collection, so I know my collection ain't quite yours, but I got some good stuff, man.
What you picked up some stuff today? Show us what you got today.
Yeah. I picked up. I finally got me a Static #1.
Word.
This is my Milestone collection. Is this one box, right?
Nice. I remember when mine was one box.
I don't want to hear it. And I have not. I haven't separated these new ones yet.
Oh gosh.
I got some. I got some Blood Syndicate in here.
Nice.
I got really sporadic issues because, unlike some people, I don't buy my stuff on eBay. Okay, I actually go to the comic book stores.
Listen.
And see what they have,
and
I buy what they have. So
look, if I go to the shop and like they just happen to have something, I'm pleasantly surprised. Like for example, I don't know when the last time you've been to Ultimate Comics Durham location.
Yeah.
But you go in their back issue room. Well, I went 2 weeks ago. If you go in their back issue room, they've got behind the glass on the case Static 44, I believe. That's that black and white cover.
Yeah.
We got that. I think it's like 60. I probably should have texted you and told you this. Now the world knows. But they got that there. And Katie will show love. Katie or Robin when you go. Static. Yep. There you go. That's the collector's edition. Mm-hmm. Still in the poly bag. That's dope.
I paid 50 for this one, but
you pay 50. I mean, that's pretty much the going rate. It was going for like 80 to 100 a couple months ago when the movie was announced.
Yeah.
So that's the Dennis Cowan collector's edition.
Yeah.
Love that. And inside you got posters and trading card. As a matter of fact, this is the card that you get.
Oh, this is one I'm very happy about though.
Your Long Hot Summer looks a lot better than mine. I'll tell you that much. That's the Static card that would come in that collector's edition.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But yeah, no, Your Long Hot Summer is in better condition than mine. But I was excited because I got the whole set.
You got the whole run? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But that's my thing, right? Like, and I've already told all these secrets, so I don't feel bad. But with Milestone, I just have a save search on eBay. It's just like Milestone Comics Lot. And lucky for me, I wake up early in the morning. There's already an email waiting for me, and I just go and snipe, right? Like, what I'm saying? Anytime I'm making a purchase, it's like 6 a.m. Yeah. So it's a lot of stuff that people don't even know is there because I grabbed it. But now that I have basically completed my collection, there's a couple pieces out there. I need Rebirth of the Cool issue #3. I need more zombie than I thought. I need basically 15 through, I think Zombie went 21 issues, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I need all of those and like #8 or something like that.
I literally only have 0 and 1 of Zombie. I got two #1s and I got 2 zeros.
Word. Yeah, Zombie went 21 issues. I need 8, 10 through 12, and 16 through 21.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So we both love Milestone. This might be my favorite piece. Oh snap! If I don't break it, trying to pull it out. But this is the sketch cover. But my boy Kev, who put me onto a bunch of books over the last 2 years, he commissioned this for me from an artist named Brand. He goes by Brand Flakes on Instagram. His name is Brandon something.
That's fresh.
But yeah, man, you got Static on the graffiti wall. It's really fly. And he does a lot of stuff. Like a lot of the stuff he does is like this, got that like hip hop style to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Brand Flakes art. Just a warning, a lot of the stuff he does is like not safe for work. I ain't know that, so I'm not even following on Instagram. But he's dope. He does dope work.
I need to get those, man. I want some sketch covers because now that con season is approaching, I want to go. I be trying not to spend so much money, but literally, like it's stuff that I just want to have. And I got a bunch of my other collection out here on the wall for sale, but my Milestone stuff and And still, so what's funny about my collection is I got milestone stuff that I'm keeping, but I got this, like, I don't know if it's a fetish, but I buy purple covers, right?
Okay.
So if the comic book cover is purple, I buy it and keep it. And I got this dope Magneto, if I can find it.
Let's call it an affinity. I feel like a fetish is a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's a different, yeah.
You have an affinity for purple covers.
For purple covers. That's a little cleaner. That's a little
Yeah, there we go.
So it might not even be in this box.
So you probably got a lot of Joker stuff then.
I got some Joker, but I found this really dope Magneto cover, and it was purple hollow foil, and I was like, I gotta buy it.
That's fine.
But
purple looks really good on sneakers. Like, I was never a big purple fan back in the day, but I bought like a pair of they called them port wine Air Force Ones back when I first got married, and that kind of put me on a kick. Oh, that's fly. That put me on a kick. I was buying all kinds of purple sneakers. There's a pair of purple Iversons.
Oh yeah,
those are fresh. The answer, what was that? Might be the answer ones. No, it was the Reebok Question. Reebok Question in purple. Let me see if I can find them.
That's the one.
I legit 200. Now I'm mad. Now I'm mad. Okay, so I'm gonna show you these sneakers, and then I'm gonna give you the story behind why I don't have those sneakers anymore.
Somebody got you.
No, it's not even that. These are the Reebok Question Mid Ghost of Christmas Future. Now,
those are fresh, bro.
When I bought these for like $30. They were liquidated. They were in outlets all over the place.
What?
Yeah. They were. I mean, nobody cared about these shoes when I got them. And I bought them. They were real comfortable. That's why I bought them. And they were purple. This is like the second pair of purple sneakers I ever had. But anyway, we used to live on a not so great part of town. And you see homeless people, you see people out there struggling, trying to get stuff going on. And I'm like, you know what, man? I can't give you money every time I see you. But I looked down at the man's feet, and he was like walking on the back of his heels. I'm like, yo, this man needs some shoes. I got a whole bunch of shoes. And again, I'm buying my shoes at outlets. I had a pair of New Balance that I bought for like $15, and I had those that I bought for $30. And I legit went home and came back and gave him the sneakers because we were the same size. And that's the end of my story with them sneakers. I gave them away, didn't think twice about them. And now they're going for ridiculous prices.
Ridiculousness.
I saw somebody on one of them famous, I think it was the Joe Budden podcast. I saw a dude wearing these. I was like, yo, those are people wear these? That's what's up.
Bro.
But anyway.
When I tell you, I was so maybe this was last year, but you remember when Champion had that resurgence?
Yeah.
Champion, people were paying $60 and $80 for a Champion sweater. I was like, man, I had 100 of these back in the day.
Right.
They didn't cost no $80 though.
First of all, Champion, you used to get it at Kmart.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you got it at all, like nobody was rocking Champion, nothing.
Bro, and now I gotta now it's a it's a thing now.
It's a thing. Literally. It's a whole thing. My dad used to stay with Champion shirts. I mean, my dad used to wash cars. Like, I guess he still does. But yeah, he stayed with Champion gear on. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. But yeah, man, Danny, you're always welcome here. I know it's past your bedtime. All your alarms is going off and stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got to go to work in the morning. Well, I'm just saying I got to get up at 5. So yeah.
No.
But yeah, I appreciate you stopping by.
I appreciate you having me, man, for real.
To educate us on Aceblade. Just one more reminder, guys. Aceblade, the Kickstarter is live right now. You got about 2 weeks left to back. And if you back at the V-Bucks level, you'll get your Fortnite cash up. You get a $5 discount, and you'll get all caught up. You'll get the Aceblade trade. You'll get Aceblade issue 5 and issue 6, plus digital copies of everything I just mentioned. So you get all that for $35 if you back it right now. There's only 10 of them available. So I'm going to post the community post in the morning, and when they're gone, they're gone. So
That's right.
you hear on the stream, you watch for 2 hours, go ahead and lock your spot in, and I appreciate you. As a matter of fact, Danny, let me know who backs at the V-Bucks level. Those 10 people, I'm gonna enter you guys in a drawing.
Oh, snap.
What are they gonna win? Let's see. Hold on. All right, the prize is to be determined, but
I might have something they might, some Aceblade stuff they might want. I got some
okay.
original art in here.
Okay.
That I've been thinking about giving away. It's a Aceblade versus the Hulk commission. I got original inks for.
Okay.
So we might have to do that.
That's what you want to offer up? Because I'll make. All right, send me the picture. I'll put it all in the community tab tomorrow, and that's gonna be fly. So there's only 10 entries is gonna be available for that. So yeah, good luck. And again, thanks, Danny, for your generosity. They're gonna win souls. Yo, that's crazy. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for me tonight. I appreciate you all for watching the Hangout. We do this every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You never know who's gonna show up. It might be Aceblade, you know what I'm saying, my man Danny. It might be Dennis Cowan. It might be some other people that I've been in contact with. All right, we at the end of the show. I'm gonna tell y'all real quick. Bernard Chang is gonna be on the show. We haven't locked down the date yet, but that's in the works. Like, it's happening. There's a lot of things happening.
That's fresh.
So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun on the Hangout. Make sure you're here. Same bat time, same bat station, and that's gonna be it.
Can I do the outro?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You know, you can always, what is it? You can buy what you like, but always read what you buy and be kind to others, because kindness makes the world go around.
That's it.
Peace.
That's it. All right. I wasn't prepared. All right, now.